Continuing to go back to Tyler Perry's earlier films, I'm gonna have fun with this one. My name is Brandon Keith Avery, and this is just my opinion. All right, guys, now we have Tyler Perry's Daddy's Little Girl. Yes, this one came out all the way back in 2007. That was 18 years ago, rated PG-13, 1 hour and 40 minutes. Now, of course, this has been written and directed by Mr. Tyler Perry, legendary man right here. Of course, we do know what he looks like, and he has a long filmography. I forgot he was in Gone Girl, but of course, he recently did Straw that was on Netflix. He also did 6888 that was on Netflix, and a ton of other films, as you can see right here. Now, why am I doing Daddy's Little Girl in 2025? Well, Tyler Perry does have a new film that is coming out in November called Tyler Perry's Finding Joy. And every time Tyler Perry has a new film coming out, there's always a large discussion behind it, whether it's good, whether it's bad. As far as I'm concerned, I'm 50-50 with Tyler Perry. I like half of his films. Some I like, some I don't like. I really did like 6888, but I did not like Straw. I thought it was trash. And so I thought it would be fun to go back and rewatch some of the Tyler Perry films that I did enjoy that are on the positive end of the spectrum in anticipation for his new film, and also just kind of have fun with it, because at the time this movie came out in 2007, I didn't have a YouTube channel. I didn't start writing reviews on Facebook until 2009. A few years later after that, I started my website, and then my YouTube channel came in 2013. So this was years ago. And so I have a good number of Tyler Perry films reviewed on my channel. You can go check those out. Also, those links will be in the description box in the pinned comments. But again, I wanted to go back and revisit this. So also, let me tell you that me and Kimberly with What's Good Kimberly, we had a spoiler discussion on this film as well. Make sure you subscribe to her channel. Link is in the description. We did a spoiler review for this film, Daddy's Little Girls, and so make sure you check that out. But before I get into all the nitty gritty, before I talk about all my likes and dislikes, let me tell you exactly what Daddy's Little Girls is all about. A mechanic and his family are struggling to make ends meet with his ex-girlfriend and her drug-dealing boyfriend. He struggles to get custody of his children, doing the way he falls in love with his attorney. So like I said, guys, I really did enjoy this film. One of the reasons is all the positive themes that are running throughout this movie. Now, there are some nitpicks, though I do have my complaints, and I'll talk about that in the latter half and more of my spoilers review. But this is going to focus more on the positive. One being the strong message of the church. We all know that Tyler Perry's widest audience are church-going members, and I am one of those. I do not go to church every Sunday like I should, but I grew up a Christian and I am still a Christian, and there was a heavy theme of going to church every Sunday to start off your week. And that does resonate with a lot of people in the world, especially Black people. We are very religious. We are very spiritual. If you are not, that's perfectly fine. I still love you, okay? But for me, and I know a lot of people that did see this film, that will resonate with them, that you can relate to that. With the character Monty going through all the trials and tribulations that he has to go through in this film, dealing with his ex-girlfriend, dealing with his ex-wife, and trying to get the custody of his children, and he just seems like there's just no way out, no escape from this problem that he's in. He needs to pick me up. He needs something to make him feel better, to make him feel like the load is being taken off, because this is how life feels sometimes. And a lot of people can find that comfort in a local church home. And that was, again, a large theme in this film that I did appreciate, that I could connect with myself. And I just know a lot of other people can as well. Another thing that I really did like about this film was the sense of community. A lot of elders in the neighborhood would gather around just saying, hey, this is what's going on in our neighborhood. We can't have this. This is non-constructive. We need to be doing this. We need to be doing that. We need to be excelling here instead of these areas over here. These people are doing drugs. These people are having sex. These people are getting high and doing all of these nefarious things that are harming our neighborhood. We have to do something. We have to figure out a plan. Let's go ahead and put our heads together and figure it out. Of course, course, I love that. Anybody would. How can you not love something like that, to where the film is promoting community engagement, community involvement? And that's definitely something that we do need in the Black community, especially dealing with racism. We don't fight fire with fire. You have to fight racism with solidarity. And in my opinion, that was all over this film. I love that. Love seeing all the Black people come together. And also just giving a shout out to our late brother, Mr. Louis Gossett Jr., who did pass away last year in 2024. Of course, he was in this film that came out in 2007, and he did have a prominent role by owning the garage, while owning the mechanic shop that he later passed on to Monty, Idris Elba's character. But again, he had a pivotal role in this standout scene as far as the community is concerned, and he will be missed. And so rest in peace, Mr. Louis Gossett Jr. Rest in peace, sir. Next thing I loved about this film is family and friends looking out for each other. You have the main character, Monty, played by Idris Elba. And mind you, he wasn't that popular at the time. This was 18 years ago. He was in The Wire at the time, but this is one of the films that was launching his career, especially as a Black male sex symbol, if you may add. He was getting a lot of attention, especially from the ladies. More power to you, my brother. But he's the main lead, and he's looking after his girls, his daughters. He wants to take full custody because they are in a abusive situation to where their safety is a concern. Of course, I'm going to respect that. It's really nice to see that on screen, especially with all the stupid, ignorant stereotypes that are out there of how Black fathers are absent from the home and they're deadbeats, etc. We all know that those are stupid white supremacist rumors, but at the same time, it's still just nice to see the exact polar opposite of that, of a father just standing up, wanting to be there for his daughters. Now, he's a great character in the film. I really did like him. He's not perfect. He's a bit rough around the edges and could use some polishing here and there, but nobody is perfect. But I know that when I was watching this film, I was enjoying myself seeing him on screen, and I was rooting for him, not just to win the custody of his daughters, but to make more money, to own businesses and pursue his dream. And the relationship that he had brewing with Julia, Miss Gabrielle Union. Again, I forgot that she was in this film. She did great as well. I didn't like her character at the very beginning. She was very stuck up and bougie, and I'll just talk about that in just a second. But the romance between Monty and Juliet was very, very cute, okay? There was a couple of red flags that Monty was doing. I was like, bro, you're gonna catch a case if you're doing stuff like this. You better chunk the deuce and say goodnight. You'll know more details about that in the spoiler review that me and Kimberly had. It was a lot of fun, great discussion, but it was cute. I was just saying to myself, okay, look at them falling in love. It is a bit fast, okay? They are, kind of putting the pedal to the metal, but hey, I'm a sucker for love myself over here, a hopeless romantic. And, hey, sometimes people just hit it off like they did in this film, and I enjoyed it. And also, the movie is funny. It didn't start out that way. Started out a bit chaotic. Again, I forgot that Craig Robinson was in this film. He did the Hot Tub Time Machine. He had that scene, Julia, I wouldn't make a fool of ya. I want to take your legs and wrap them around my waist and then my face. What a scrimps at, what a scrimps. I'm a 40-year-old trying to be a rapper. I mean, it's stupid, it's silly, but it's funny. I like dumb stuff like that. I was laughing, okay? It was a bit jarring here and there with the execution, but, I just really didn't care, and I had fun with this movie. I also felt that justice was served at the end. The good guys did win, the bad guys did lose. And it's just a good film. I don't want to go into much more detail because I want you guys to go check out the spoiler review that me and Kim did. And mind you, I'm not saying that this movie does not have its faults, okay? There are moments to where the acting is subpar. It's just not great, especially coming from Tasha Smith, the villain in this film, that's trying to pimp out her daughter and make her sell drugs and all this other crap. Also, one of the fights at the very end, I mean, it did not look real at all. And also, some of the court proceedings here were a bit elementary, but I'm not going to bash this film. Overall, I really did enjoy it. I don't even know if I want to give it a rating right now. I probably will go back and re-edit that into the spoiler review, but I did enjoy this film. I've only seen it twice. I saw it originally in 2007 in theaters when I was in college. When it first came out, I enjoyed it then. And at this point in time, when I watched it in 2025, at first I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I liked this in the past, because it started out horrible. I mean, it started out like a silly, dumb cartoon. The funeral, like she's at the very beginning, the grandmother's like, I can't take care of these babies, I'm about to die. and the camera pans down on the medicine, and then it just cuts to the funeral. I was like, okay, that was just extra dramatic. That may even be just the title of the movie, drama, or problems, or exaggeration, you know, because that's how the movie started off. And then we show up at the funeral, Tasha Smith's character, Jenna, just running out the car like a bat out of hell. Why did you tell me my mama died? Give me my babies back. Like, why would he not have his children? I was just like, I don't know if I can do this. But once they got to the hospital, and I'm getting into spoilers now, but once they got to the hospital and the crap really hit the fan, and we saw that Julia saw the problem that Monty was in with his daughter, and she was like, I was being an a-hole, and this man needs some help. You know, maybe I can provide some service here and there. That's when the film actually got good, and I was liking it more and more. It got better as it got, you know, went along, progressed on, and I was just really cared about the characters and the situations that they were in. So yeah, this is a better Tyler Perry film in his filmography, and I also did like this better than Good Deeds too. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I do appreciate it. If I were to give this a rating, it's at least a 7.5 out of 10 in my opinion. And with Tyler Perry, I like the fact that when I watch his films, it feels like I'm part of a club, some exclusive club, to where he's like, I know everybody may not understand my content, but I know that you do, and that's all that matters. Again, guys, subscribe to the channel, thumbs up, leave a comment, share the video, check out the links in the description, check out the spoiler review where me and Kimberly have fun. Thank y'all so much. I'm B. Avery. That's just my opinion. Peace. I'll see you next time.